Here it is.
Oh, we went straight to it. All right, what's up, y'all?
Straight to it. Don't know what to do with it. Hey.
He raps more than me on this podcast.
Hey.
My name is Ty Van, a.k.a. Teddy Crucifix, a.k.a. your pastor's favorite rapper. That's Byron L. Cogdell. He's also the rapper, and this is the He's the Rapper, I'm the Rapper podcast.
Yo, it's going to be Crew for Jesus, and I'm the 4. I'm number 4, and Crew for Jesus.
Oh, man. Yeah,
man. I heard y'all had like a little Crew for Jesus reunion.
Yeah, man. So, originally there were 6 members.
Yeah.
In Crew.
6?
It was 6. I
thought y'all had 7.
It was Charles, myself, Troy, Darius, Siobhan. 3 colors.
Siobhan.
Yeah.
Dude. Okay.
Yep.
What's his nationality? Is he Indian? You don't even know that. Oh gosh! Shout out to Siobhan.
Hey, bro, if you watching this, go ahead and let me know.
He gonna be hurt.
He probably watching the podcast like, bro, you know, crazy. I told you 3 times. You know, come on, say it.
Bro, is he still around?
He is.
Oh, hey man, shout out to you, bro.
He just put up a post. He was boxing with some dude from Tomoka. He go to Tomoka.
Okay, shout out to you, bro. I think I didn't run into him. I saw him somewhere like a couple years ago. But you know how you like know somebody just from around, but you don't really know him.
Correct.
So I was like, yo, do I go talk to dude, or do I just be like, nah, I'm good? Like,
you should have went to go talk to him.
Yo, I got your CD, and I know you used to be with Crew for Jesus.
Y'all
wasn't even Crew for Jesus back then. That was just straight up Crew.
Oh, see, I wasn't going to say
Christian Revolutionaries.
I
forgot the EW, but it's
enlightening the world.
In the world. Boom.
He know the original, so yeah, that's how we started.
Bro, I was at the first CD drop. Like, remember at Jacob's Well?
You had the livest picture too.
Hey man, that was a moment.
No, it really
that was a moment, bro.
Oh man, I want to get into that moment because I didn't do this last podcast.
Oh my bad, but before you do that, I just want to say shout out to Charles AR, shout out to Troy, Melissa, hold on, Darius, obviously, because this is y'all was hanging out with Darius, and Siobhan. Yeah, shout out to y'all, man.
Yep. So, yes, this podcast is on all streaming platforms.
Streaming.
If you're listening or watching rather on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
So we got 12 ratings right now. We're all 5 stars. Thank you for that. Someone by the name of Danny. The title of their review was amazing. They put great conversation and keeps me very entertained with the heart emoji. So thank you, Danny.
Yeah.
If you guys want to get your review read on the podcast, go ahead, go to Apple Podcasts, rate us, write a review, and we'll read you on the podcast.
I dig it. Hey, we're on all streaming platforms. You know what else is on all streaming platforms?
I apologize.
Hey.
You hear that song right there? Produced by my brother, YKD.
Shout out to bruh. I don't know you, but shout out to you, bruh.
It is a great story.
I'm just about to give y'all a little snippet.
Snippet.
If I was... Oh, what? What?
Yeah.
What?
This is so awkward.
I'm sorry.
But I love it.
Gosh, child. Hey! All right, look, y'all get no more. Y'all better go on all streaming platforms.
That's out right now.
I apologize.
We also got a song. Oh, yeah. With Crew, I wore the right shirt. So Crew for Jesus. We have a song out as well. I'm working, as y'all can see. It's a song called Be Ready. That is out right now on all streaming platforms. The video is also out on YouTube. The video for I Apologize. That's on YouTube. Go check that out. Let us know how you like it. So,
yeah, man. Hey, I'm hyped for you, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Hey, y'all go stream my man Joint, man. Go buy that junk if you can. I tried to buy it, but I couldn't buy it. I don't know what happened.
Really?
I was on Apple. It tried to get me to do Apple Music or something like that. Like I had to do a subscription.
Why? If you just go to the iTunes store. If you got an iPhone, you should just be able to buy it.
Oh, man, I don't know.
No, it's all good. Well,
I'm gonna buy it though. I just tried the other day and I was like, yo, Apple Music is tripping.
Because Apple Music is like Spotify, so that's stream. Right. So the teachable moment for people that do have iPhones. If you want to support and buy the single, which is 99 cents, just go to iTunes, type in Ty Van, I Apologize. It'll come up for 99 cents and you can purchase it, and that helps more the streaming. Fun fact, for me to get one sale of 99 cents, it would take me 15,000 streams just to get that $1.
Just to get the $1.
If you were to just purchase it for $1, I get that $1.
I dig it.
Yep.
Yo, randomly, how long have you been rapping?
I've been rapping since 2011.
So over 10 years.
Yes.
Wow. Did you do anything for your 10-year anniversary?
No.
Dang, bro.
Bro, wait, because my 10 year, it actually be October 31st.
Okay, so
I released my first. Yeah, I released my first on my grandma's birthday. I released my first single on my grandma's birthday.
Okay, so like, how does it feel to be 10
my
years?
My first like YouTube single, not streaming, because I just said this is my first single on streaming platform. But yeah,
how do you feel being 10 years in the game? Do you even feel like you're 10 years in the game?
I don't. It's weird. Okay. I feel like I have a lot more to do. I don't feel like I feel like I'm that person in the dark that's working on my craft. So once my time finally comes, I'm ready. So it's like I don't feel like I'm burnt out. It's just I have a lot more to give because I don't feel like me or the people I rap with. I don't feel like we got the recognition we truly deserve. So that puts a fire in me.
Talk that talk.
Oh, it's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm very competitive, so it's like that sparks a fire in me. So
that boy been listening to J. Cole.
There we go.
Yo, so hey, he's a pastor. I'm the Rapper podcast. We talk about so many things, man, and we want to talk about a lot more. So one of the things that we would love for y'all to do, drop in the comments if you have a suggestion of a topic that we can tackle. If you think or you want us to talk about it, drop it in the comments or send us a DM on Pastor Rapper Podcast or us individually, because we'd love to talk about those things. Because we love to talk about culture, we love to talk about hip hop, we love to talk about Christianity and the Bible and faith. But one thing we wanted to talk about today is how we got here. Yeah. Right? Like, I think we kind of gave a story of how we got here doing a podcast, but it wasn't in depth. So, yo, I'm going to throw it to you first, but I got some questions. Me and Ty have known each other like pretty much the whole time you've been rapping.
Wait, can we tell the story how we met? Do you remember that story?
I do not remember.
Oh, so, all right. And I'm going to answer this question. Yeah. We have a mutual friend. His name was Michael Hemphill. Is it ringing a bell now?
Yeah. Okay. No. I don't remember.
he was Bethune-Cookman. Yeah. They have a radio station.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Okay.
They have a radio station.
Yeah.
And at the time, me and Mike, we were doing some joint ventures or whatever like that. He invited me out to the radio station. I came through. When I came through, he had Byron on there. I don't know if he just came to Christ at the moment.
I was, wet behind the ears, drinking on Similac, like just came to Christ, like literally on fire. You know how dudes come to Christ, they be on fire?
Yeah.
That was me that day.
Well, so yeah, I was coming to see Mike, and I think Mike was talking on the radio, but as he was talking, me and Byron was just there for support. We started talking. I was a band geek at that time and a band head. When I found out he was a drum major, I was already interested. I didn't care what he was doing. I just I was picking his brain about equipment and stuff like that. And I don't remember how conversations after that transpired, but I know that's how we initially met. Yeah. So thank you, Mike.
Shout out to Mike Hemphill. Mike just got installed and what's the other word? I'm sorry. But Mike, ordained.
There we go.
He just got ordained and installed his first pastorate as lead pastor. So shout out to Mike Hemphill, man.
Shout out to Mike.
Big God. We serve a big God.
Hey, go ahead. What? I don't know if you're doing a Wande song. Big God. I'm gonna put that song there.
He got a shirt line. Yeah.
He got a merch line. I'm still gonna put Wande in that where you said big God. All right.
Yeah, we can just put it under there and then act like we bopping to it. You know what I'm saying?
That's perfect because all right. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I kind of forgot about that.
I never forgot about that.
That is crazy. So here's a little backstory on that too. Like, I was working at Halifax Health at the time. I had a little free time, like to kind of move because I did community relations and stuff like that. And I think I just like said it to them like, yeah, I'm gonna go check out some stuff at Bethune-Cookman, like in the community. And Mike had been telling me like, yo, stop by the station. Cause I used to work with the station. And then me and Mike were in the band together, obviously.
Right.
So I legitimately just popped up on him. Like, it wasn't even like a planned thing. It was just like, yo, you in the station? Yeah, I'm in here. And I just popped up. And so that was cool, man. I think that's definitely like God, like, putting us in the same place for a purposeful reason.
Because Mike was telling me about that like the week prior.
Yeah.
So for you to just, bro, that's
crazy.
Yeah,
I just drive by, bro. Like, it was like, it wasn't, I mean, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think we had planned out nothing. It was just like, yo, I'm gonna stop by. And I hit bro like, yo, I'm on campus. Like, you in the studio? He's like, yeah. So yeah, man, that's dope.
Thank you,
and
Mike.
It was kind of crazy. Mike was doing a gospel hour or something like that on the radio station at Coogman.
Yep.
Like, this was not 10 years ago. This was 8. I don't know. When was this?
I was doing Crew 2013.
2013. Yeah.
It was like right before we really started Crew. So maybe 2012, 2013.
It must have been 2012. I don't know.
It was around that time.
I came to Christ in 2012.
So 2012. It had to be about 2012.
I came to Christ in July of 2012. So,
bro, I came to Christ August 2012.
Really? Wow, that's dope.
It's the 30th of August, year 2012. I got a whole verse about that.
Yo, we've known each other for so long, and I don't think we talked about this.
That's wow.
Yeah, I can't.
Serendipity, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that means, but yeah,
things happening. There's a reason about. Well, hold on. Actually, wait. I was about to say the definition based off Inky Johnson. He has a podcast called Serendipity.
Yeah.
But I always thought serendipity was things happening, like without you trying.
Yeah.
It was
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Okay.
I'll look
crazy.
it up while you just talking.
Serendipity,
the occurrence and development of events by chance.
Oh, so it's by chance.
Yeah, in a happy or beneficial way.
Serendipity.
Yeah, serendipity.
That was serendipity.
We'll dig that. Yeah, so like that's how me and Ty got connected. And then I feel like not too long after that, I ran into you at when you and Troy were living together.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, when I first got saved, I didn't have community. I didn't really know nobody. And all I knew was like, yo, Troy got saved, a little bit before me or a couple years before me. And I was like, and Sekou. I was like, yo, Troy and Sekou got saved. And these guys are guys who I ran with in college or kind of lived a similar life with in college. So I'm like, yo, those guys changed. Maybe I need to see what's up with them. And I just remember like hitting Troy all the time. Like, yo, when y'all hang out, let me know. When y'all hang out, let me know. And I just popped up on y'all one day and y'all was in there just, bro, being young Christian, young single, wild Christians, and man, hanging out till 2, 3 in the morning, just like on some, I just remember coming to y'all apartment one time and y'all was rapping for like 3 hours, and then we watched Ty White videos for like 4 hours.
Those were great times, man.
It was man. No response. Well, very few. Well, we all had responsibilities, but not the responsibilities
but at that time,
today.
Bro, let me tell you how we were living so wild at that time. Like me and Troy had to be to work at like 7. We would go to bed at like 6, wake up at 6:20 and go to work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dare do that right now.
Heck no.
Wouldn't dare do that right now.
Bro, I remember hanging out with y'all till like 4 in the morning. And this is when I'm like, I had a professional job. Like, I was working at Halifax Health. I'm like, they're like, what did you do last night? It's like, nothing. Hung out with some Christians for like 12 hours, rapping and listening to Ty White and taking random 7-Eleven trips.
Oh, bro. Wow. Oh, you taking it back. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I think it's funny how Troy, just like Mike, is a part of both of our journeys because I have a really deep story. I don't know if we're going to do it in this podcast.
Nah, let's go. This whole episode is about us, our Christian walk, and how we found ourselves on the path we're on right now.
I'm going to get to that. Yeah. I just think it's funny, though, how Troy is a piece for both of us, too, because when I had my experience, I called Troy. Just like you said, I knew Troy was out there because I was out. I met Troy when I was 17. He was in college, but he was, a wild boy.
Wild boy.
I was hanging around him,
Me too.
Though. So I was like Lil C's with his little clique. I was like, bro, I'm first out of high school.
Lil C's.
Because, Lil C's was like a little baby.
Yeah,
I was first out of high school hanging out with Carter, and Troy and all them, Eric, Sekou.
Yep.
So
I must have seen you then, too.
You had to. We didn't know.
Yeah.
I was, so I'm chilling with them, but I knew Troy, he went from that to being a Christian. So when I went through mine, I called him as well.
Yeah.
And that's crazy you did that.
What was crazy is I remember seeing Troy going through that phase where he came to Christ and he was wrestling with, like, remember when they went on tour?
Yep.
And he was like wrestling with it. And I remember sitting there having a conversation with him. And I don't think I was saved at the time. And I was like, yo, you wildin'. Like, what? You left tour? What are you doing, bro? Go back on tour. Like, I remember having a full conversation with him, like trying to like tell him like, yo, you could still do this. You could still do that.
Yeah.
Trying to respect where he was at, but like trying to like also, I'm like, bro, because you know, man, Troy is one of the most talented guys ever, man.
One of the most talented guys I know.
Random fact, that's not true. Me and Troy have a record together.
He never told me this?
We and Troy have a record together. We recorded a record together my freshman year in college. Yeah. So when I came...
Thanks, Troy.
Yeah, man. Hey, throw cash. You already know. Me, Troy, and I think Eric Bunting was on that. You know Eric?
No, I know Eric Mills, not Eric.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, my bad. I was thinking about... My bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, we recorded a song called Throw Cash in, I think, my freshman year. If not my sophomore... I think it was my freshman year because it was before we pledged. Bro, me and him have looked for that song. Nobody knows where it is. Dang. Here's why. Because when we got saved, it used to be on YouTube. When we got saved, both of us was like, nah, that just gotta go. It was because, but yeah, man. So, bro, I feel like as we talk about this, we got more and more connections because
we never did this.
Yeah, me and Troy. So my freshman year, so you know, Troy plays saxophone, I play saxophone. So after the season was up, I would hang out with Troy because Troy was like funny, and all he wanted to do was play Super Smash Brothers
and laugh
and like be goofy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So me and Troy hung together a little bit, and then like my sophomore year and his junior year, we both pledged. And then when we pledged, we kind of like went in opposite directions, just because of the nature of fraternity life and all that stuff. And again, when Troy got saved and when Sekou got saved too, because I remember it kind of being around the same time, I was like, yo, like, part of me was like blown away. I was like, yo, this is kind of crazy. Like, I know these guys, right? Yeah. So this young got to be serious. And then another part of me was like, yo, they tripping. Like, you know what I mean? Because like they kind of went hard. In the beginning, they went hard. Yeah, they went hard. And I was like, yo, I'm not doing that. I can't even understand. But then when the Holy Spirit hit me, and I came to Christ, bro, I was like, Troy, I feel you, bro. And as much as I can hang out with bro, I did. Because I was like, yo, I know he understands. I know he understood what I was going through and the things I was thinking and the fire I had and all that type of stuff, man. So it's crazy we got that.
The connections,
we got that connection,
well,
man.
Well, before I start, do you still remember the questions? For you guys, like, dang, what is this podcast about? We about to get there.
Yeah.
But did you have the question? Or you want me to just go into the story?
Well, that was one of my questions.
Okay.
You know,
what was it?
I don't know where we started, but
it's cool. So, all right. So this is what happened to me. 2012. I started rapping, like I said, 2011. I'm rapping. I'm taking it real serious, you know, in the secular realm. 2012, August 30th. You remember the date you came to Christ?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was August 30th.
January 23rd. I mean, July 23rd, 9:43 p.m.
Oh, see, I don't know the time. But it was the morning. I know it was morning. It was August 30th, 2012, and I had to be to work that evening. So I woke up, and I was checking my Facebook at that time, as I always do. Like, wake up, check your Facebook. It could be a coincidence. It could not. I went down my Facebook. Every post was about Jesus.
Oh, yeah. I think you told me this.
And I'll talk about from people that say nothing about Jesus. So it's like, Jesus loves you. Turn from your ways. I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is weird. So I threw my phone. It's like,
hey, that was probably me. You know, I ain't been saved for a month. So I'm like, yo, somebody got to get saved.
So, you know, I understand. I'll talk about people from my high school that I know that living for Christ. It was like, Jesus. I'm like, what? So I threw my phone. I'm trying to go back to sleep. As I'm trying to go back to sleep, I never at that time read my Bible. Ever. Never cracked the Bible open. Scriptures coming in my head. I'm like, this is weird. And I think one was like, now I don't know the exact scripture now, but I think it was like Matthew 15, something like that. So I opened it up and it was Jesus talking to the Pharisees. But I read it like he was talking to me. It was like, you hypocrites, you say you love me with your mouth, but your heart is far from me.
Wow.
That was bro. That's what I opened. The scripture that I knew nothing of. Mm-hmm. It said open up to this book. I went to it. I started crying because I was saying I was a Christian.
That's crazy.
I'm talking about, bro. I'm bawling, like I'm crying, like what is going on? So you
already hold on. Let me just ask. So you were already a Christian at the time. Okay.
Yes, born into it. Yes.
Yeah.
But I wasn't living it out. Like, yeah, I wasn't living it out. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? So I called my mom. I told her what happened. She's laughing, but not laughing at me, just like laughing, like, oh snap, like you having a moment. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Mom, I don't know what's going on, this and the third. And she was like, just embrace what's going on. It's God trying to, get your attention. So I'm crying when I got the phone with her. I called Troy.
Yeah.
Because he was going hard with the Christianity. So I called Troy, and I'm crying. As I found out later, I'm crying. He's putting the phone on mute, laughing. He knows it's a serious moment, but he's like,
dang.
He told me this later on. He was like, he's laughing. But long story short, that's how I came to Christ. Yeah. And I would love to say I was rocking hard ever since then. I had my moments. Yeah. I guess I could talk about that just briefly. So
yeah,
I talked about it in the first episode.
Yeah, you kind of talked about it. But you can jump in. It doesn't matter. I think
I'll go back to the first episode because this is I don't want to do that. But check out
the first episode. We need more views on it.
Yeah, so that's how I came to Christ. So how'd you?
Man, I came to Christ. It's a long story, but I'm just gonna give you the cliff notes. Man, I came to Christ in my living room, in my apartment, in the middle of not the middle of the night. So every Monday night, my routine was to watch wrestling and eat pizza and drink. Like that's what I did.
Alcohol or beer?
Alcohol.
Okay.
Which is beer is alcohol too. But yeah.
I thought it was the difference.
Well, hey, maybe another episode. We'll talk through it. But no, I drank a lot of alcohol at the time. And man, like looking back on it, I had probably had like 9 months of just craziness leading up to that. Like my life I should have been doing the best that I had ever been. And I was at the worst that I ever was internally. The world looked at me like I was doing great. Like I was, again, working at Halifax Health. I'm young. I got a little bit of money, enjoying myself. But man, I was empty. I was completely empty. And again, looking back on it, I saw like a month and a half leading up to me getting saved where like I had these experiences where I'm hanging out, going to bars, like hanging out with my best friend, like we're drinking all day, and in the midst of like the deepest, darkest moments, I would like run to the scriptures.
Really?
Like, yeah.
I'm sorry, really?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So for me, I knew the scriptures and I loved the Bible. I just wasn't walking with Jesus. Like I loved it, and if somebody came against Christianity, I remember specifically this dude telling me he didn't believe in Jesus. And I was like, what? You don't believe in Jesus? Like, look at what the Bible says. I'm defending the faith and I wasn't even walking with Jesus. I wasn't even a Christian. But anyway, one night, legitimately sat on my couch, opened up my bottle, opened up my pizza, and I felt the presence of the Lord like I can't even explain it. And I felt like the Lord was saying, why are you running from me? And bro, when I tell you I cried for 2 hours straight.
You had the same story.
Pretty much. I literally cried for 2 hours straight. And the only prayer I could get out was, God, I've been trying to do it my way. I'll do it your way. And then that next day, all day I was just first of all, I called in sick from work. For 2 days, I sat at home and read the Bible for 2 days and prayed. That's it for 2 days. And then, so that's Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday night, I go to this church that's right up the street. And I just walk in. I was like, yo, I think I got saved. Like, what do I do? And they gave me some stuff to do, but like, that was it. Like, that was it for me. And
do you remember the church?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the church.
Got you.
You know the church. Yep.
But
like, but yeah, that was my experience, bro. And like, for me, life got way harder after that moment. Like so much drama, so many like relational things. Like even me and my wife, we weren't talking at the time. We weren't even friends at the time because we had been in a relationship before, and then I did a lot of crazy stuff. So like the first year of me being a Christian was tough, but it was the best year. It was one of the best years of my life because it was just like, yo, I am free. I am free. Like, for the first time in my life, my identity does, and this is where identity comes from. My identity does not depend on, you know, what I can do, how well I can dress, who, you know, like, it's strictly off of what Jesus thinks of me and, you know, like who Jesus says I am. And that began my walk with the Lord, and I never turned back, bro. Wow. Never turned back. So
just to piggyback on what you said, it was hard for me too.
Yeah.
Bro, I was rapping, like I said, I started rapping in 2011. So me and my cousin had a group. He made the beats and rapped, and I rapped with him. Like you said, I went hard, so I walked out after I got done crying. So I was like, bro, I can't rap with you no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was hard, but it was like, bro, I don't know if y'all know what cold turkey is. When I started with cold turkey for like 6 months, I didn't watch TV for 6 months.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to music for 6 months.
Bro, I remember sitting in my apartment reading the Bible, and like everywhere I went, all I saw was Jesus. Like, I was like, oh, I didn't know they had TD Jakes at Publix. Like, I was buying random TD Jakes books everywhere I went. Like, it was nuts. Like, bro. I was the guy. Bro, anyway, go ahead.
So it's pretty much the same thing. So I'm trying to find Christian hip hop music to listen to. It was all, everybody was saying Lecrae. I'm sorry, Lecrae. I love you. But I just can't get jiggy.
I ain't gonna lie. Lecrae was super whack to me until the moment I got saved. My boy, shout out to Joe Stitt. My boy Joe Stitt put me onto Lecrae in 2009, and I would remember looking him in the eye and saying, "This is garbage. It is trash." And I went back, and I still had the CD. I went back and listened to it. I was like, "It's not too bad."
I feel like I rock more with Lecrae, his current stuff now than I could not get with it. And I was having, maybe for 2 days, I was finding a hard time finding, people. I came across, I think it's weird. I think he just dropped Formerly Known.
Yeah, it must have, it had just come out. He just
dropped, and I was like, this is really good music. Yeah. You feel me? So it was like, and then I did my research to find out he was C-Light, and that's probably why I have a close connection. That was like the only dude I was listening to. I was reading my Bible, praying, and listening to Mineo. Like, I could rap everything on Formerly Known. Matter of fact, I know he just dropped the album because he went on tour maybe like a few months later, and I went to that tour.
Yeah.
No, he was opening. He was opening. There you go.
You went to the show in Orlando?
Yeah.
At Calvary?
I was there.
Kimyato was there.
Front row.
Kimyato was at that same. We talk about that all the time.
I still have the videos I could show of me. That's crazy.
I remember. So me and Kimyato were not talking at the time. We weren't even friends. And I remember I was like, "Yo, you want to go to this concert?" Like, I was trying to, like, get back friendly with her. She was like, "Nope." And then she went anyway.
By herself?
By herself. Lonesome. I was like, man, this girl does not need me. And that was like, that was something that I really appreciated about her. I'm looking for the Lecrae album that I was just crazy about. It came out.
Is it the one with the tape over his mouth?
Gravity.
I hated Gravity.
Bro. Gravity.
Bro, oh my God.
Bro, I listened to Gravity on repeat, but part of it was the church I was a part of, man. They was really into, like, they love Lecrae, which I don't hate Lecrae. I like Lecrae a lot. But then
I love him as a person.
They were really into, like, Jesus culture and what's the other one? Bethel.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yep.
So then I got really into it, and, like, I realized how whack that was. So I was like,
come on, hey, bro, chill, bro, chill. Speaking of, KB did a dope remix of that song.
Hey, that jump was fire.
He did a dope remix of that song.
Yo, I feel like KB is the king of remixing CCM.
He is.
He got
that's his thing. That's his pocket.
Bro, that junk is fire.
I gotta.
Bro, look, KB, shout out to you, bro.
Oh, that's his lane.
Shout out to you. First, listen, I am saying this right now because I want this to happen. I need the Southside Rabbi, He's the Pastor, I'm the Rapper collab podcast.
Oh, put it out.
Y'all live in Tampa, St. Pete. Y'all are
street.
only 3 hours away, 2 hours away. Yo, holla at us, man. We want to do this. We want to do this. Look, I talked to Pastor Daryl. We'll drive down. We'll bring the equipment. Hey, we love y'all, man. We listen to y'all. And
let me call you out on that. the podcast you just put out with Ruslan, you was like, we need more Christian media. Yeah. I'm looking for that, bruh.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
You just said it. I listened to your podcast.
Shout out to Ruslan too. I really like Ruslan.
I have to get on his podcast. He was speaking that he was talking that talk on that podcast.
Yeah,
he made me want to listen to him.
I listen to Ruslan like regularly.
I gotta get
like
on.
I check out everything he does. Like I'm subscribed to his channel. I got a homeboy who's like cool with him. Like they're friends. You know, so. I'm like, hey man,
I feel bad.
But I don't got nothing to say. Like he be having like real heavy hitters on the podcast. I'm like, yeah, I ain't really got nothing to say. I just be joking with Ty, you know.
I gotta check him out.
So all right, you started rapping in 2011. Yeah. You got saved in 2012. You know, I kind of know a little bit about what that journey looked like, but like tell us like the ups and downs, how and then bring us all the way to where you are right now.
Well, first, I would like to tell the story because I want to ask you this too. Like, how did you become a pastor? So, how I became a rapper.
Yeah, let me frame that out. Hold on.
There we go. Okay.
Yo, so I'm just thinking about it. You started in 2012 or 2011. So, tell the people, how did you become a rapper? Because this is gonna be a clip we're gonna use for TikTok.
Definitely. So, funny story. I was a band geek, band head.
Yeah.
I tried
marching band, by the way.
Yes. I tried out for BCU to be a Marcher Wildcat 2009. That was my senior year in high school. I did not make it. Oh, he found the right key. That's actually the instrument I played too. That's a trombone.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
So, I went with two of my homeboys. They made it. I didn't. I cried like
Who
crazy.
were those homeboys, by the way?
Jerry Pikett.
I know. Oh, yeah.
And Tyree. No, I'm sorry. Jerry Pikett, Marcus Stokes, my guy. I do FedEx with him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
They made it. I didn't. So again, I'm very competitive. So all that year, the year I didn't make it, I joined Daytona State College band, and I had a private trainer. I trained hard that spring and the fall. When tryouts came again for fall, I made it. So band camp comes around August 2010. First week, it was straight. You know, the crowd camp. I got through it. Second week, upper class would come back. I'm not going to say what happened, but I left. I went with it.
That boy wasn't trying to get hazed.
I was trying to, you know what I'm saying? I went with it. So I left. I was in a depressing state, rather. Man. Like I was in a low period because band was my life, bro. I didn't know what else I was going to do with my life. I dropped out of school, and I was just living. Like I had no purpose to live. I was just living. Long story short, moved in with my cousin Boom. He started making beats on the phone on something called U-Loops. It's called Pocket Band now. But he was making beats. I was like, yo, these beats kind of fire. You know, just listen to the beats as he's making them. I wrote my first rap to one of his phone beats. That's how we formed the group that we started.
What's the name of that group, by the way?
BBT.
Okay, BB&T, just like the bank.
BBT, Big Boom Ty. Y'all probably can still find. Never mind, I ain't gonna say that. Yeah, so BBT. We started rapping like that. He was making the beats on the phone. I was rapping. He was rapping on them too. So then, I already told you about my story when I came to Christ. That was 2012. So I stopped rapping. I didn't think you could rap. Even though I was listening to Christian hip hop, I didn't think you could make a career out of Christian rap. So I was like really done with it. I just wanted to follow God.
Yeah.
December 2012, there's a young lady by the name of Libby.
I know Libby.
Yeah,
we was in the band together.
She had a
That's my girl.
She had a open mic tonight. I don't know if she invited me to it or I signed up. I can't remember.
Bro, she invited me to that.
We come across.
She invited me to that because she was working at Halifax at the time.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy. So she had an open mic. I went out again. I can't remember how I got on the roster. Bro, crazy. This is crazy. I met Lamar.
Okay.
Through that. So he actually won the competition. So I lost the competition, but when they were putting up video clips of the performances, Charles hit me up.
Okay.
Because I guess he was friends with Libby. He was like, "Hey man, I'm trying to do like this Christian hip hop cipher. Do you know any other Christian artists in the town?"
Mm-hmm.
I knew Troy did singing stuff. I wasn't really onto the rapper. I was like, I know somebody that plays guitar and sings. I was like, Darius Pelham, I was in a band with him. I don't know if he like really raps like that, but he's probably musically inclined.
Yeah.
I can kind of, connect. I feel like I'm going on a long tangent.
It's all good.
No, it's not. This is all a part of the story. So we all linked. Darius knew Siobhan. Troy brought Kair. That's how we all formed. We was just supposed to do a cipher. When we did that cipher, put it out, people was like, y'all should start doing more music.
Yeah.
We started doing more music.
What was the name of that?
The first cipher?
The cipher.
I think it's just called Decipher.
Okay.
But it's spelled Cipher. That was Charles. Okay. Not Cyphe. Yeah. And it's actually still on YouTube. Yeah, so we did that cipher. People was like, y'all should do more music. We did more music, and then we eventually formed the crew, not Crew for Jesus. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's what got me here. So,
that's dope, man.
With that being said, how did you become a pastor, my guy?
That is dope. Hey, man, my story is not as clean, I guess, as that. But let me say, bro, like, even in us talking, like, we got more and more overlap. But I think it's crazy that I left the band the year you came in.
Wow.
So I was supposed to be, so 2010, I was supposed to be a drum major that year, but I left because I had a internship opportunity with a record label out in San Diego that Jill Scott was signed to. And also, I wanted to compete for head drum major, and they wouldn't allow me to. So I wanted to like compete for the spot. And
why you couldn't compete? Because of the internship?
Well, no, because they chose to basically give it to the guy who had it. So I was supposed to be your drum major, but I ended up leaving the band that year.
The guy was like, nah, that ain't flying.
Hey, man, if I would have been there, you might not would have left, to be honest.
Yeah, I probably would have left.
But yeah, anyway, that's a whole nother thing. To answer your question, I told you how I got saved. I'm one of those people that the moment I got saved, I realized like, yo, God has something, like there's something I'm supposed to be doing, right? And I just love ministry. Like from day one, from moment one, I've loved ministry. Like when I walked into that church and I said, hey, I got saved, what do I do? They were like, okay, here goes some programs, hand them out. So I started handing out programs and I'm like fresh, like I'm wet behind the ear. Like I ain't know nothing. I'm not even a member of this church. Like, and they just gave me an opportunity and I was hungry. So I was at the church every day, like doing whatever they wanted me to do. I'll wipe down toilets. I'll pass out programs. I'll take the offering, whatever you want. And I was constantly asking questions like, how can I grow? How can I grow? How can I grow? And they just kind of like kept plugging me into like different groups, but none of those groups had leadership from what I saw, right? So I got plugged in with the youth, but there weren't any like young, single Black leaders. So I became a leader. I got plugged in with young adults. It's the same thing, right? Then I really felt like, yo, I need to be, I'm a man. Like I was already working and all that stuff. I need to be plugged in with men. And I got plugged in with the men's group and there was no leader for the men's group. So they were like, yeah, like you can be like a coordinator for it. You could just organize it. So I started organizing a men's group and I really believe like that was my first ministry leadership role because I was organizing speakers. I was like doing all kinds of stuff. And then one of our leaders just stopped showing up. Like every time we were supposed to meet, like he had something come up. So for 4 meetings, I had to like lead. And I had to like do the whole Bible study, the prayer and all that junk. And in that culture, they're constantly like giving you words of affirmation and like telling you stuff. And, I was like hearing all the time, like, yo, I think you're called to be a pastor. I think you're called to be a pastor. I'm like, nah, man, don't nobody want to be a pastor. And my granddad was a pastor for 63 years. So I'm like, that is what a pastor is to me. Like he was 63 years, served one congregation for 58. He did it in one of, I think, the most honorable ways possible. I'm like, yo, I'm not that. I'll never be that. So I ran from it, but I kept serving. And every time I was a part of a group, I got thrown into leadership, like every single time. So after Kenyatta and I got married, she kind of called it out too. She was like, yo, I think you're supposed to be a pastor. And we just began discerning that together and praying and fasting. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be a pastor. I'm just going to be a men's pastor. Like, I just wanted to minister to men. And I started taking seminary classes and all that stuff. And as I was doing that, the Lord just started like stirring my heart for like just caring for people, like serving people, caring for people, praying for them, like walking through life with them. And I really and then at the same time, he started stirring my heart about church planting. And I was reading through the scriptures, going through Acts. I did a study from Nehemiah, Ezra, and I was like, yo, I don't know what this is called, but this is what I feel like I'm supposed to do. Start a new congregation. And there was a lot of these convictions we had that we didn't see. You know, we wanted to see disciple making. We wanted to see a multi-ethnic expression that was truly multi-ethnic. We wanted people to be serious about the word of God. And one of my mentors was like, yo, maybe you don't see it because this is what you're supposed to do. Like, this is what your calling is. So, man, we started like just praying about that and pursuing it. And here's the funny thing. I called probably every pastor in the city. Like every pastor I knew of, I called almost everybody. Can I just take you out to lunch? Can I get a meeting with you? Yo, and I truly believe the Lord kind of kept this from happening. Nobody responded. Like literally, I didn't get a meeting with nobody. Like not even my own pastor. Like my own pastor was pushing me off. So I got sick of it, man. And I started reaching out to pastors that weren't like me. And like, I reached out to Pastor Larry. And Pastor Larry, man, I emailed him on a Sunday night at 7:00. He emailed me back that same night at like 8:45.
Shout out to you, Pastor Larry.
Shout out to Pastor Larry, man. And just at that moment, I was like, okay, he's a real one. So, man, I just told him, I said, man, can you give me 30 minutes? I just need 30 minutes to talk to you about church planting and pastoring. He was like, yeah, man, come by tomorrow. I'm like, all right, bro, we talked for 3 hours. 3 hours, man. And in the end of it, he was like, I truly believe that God has called you to plant a church and to pastor people. And what he didn't know is I was already applying for jobs. Like I interviewed for like a youth pastor job in Oklahoma and turned it down because I was like, I was the last runner-up for the job, and I was like, I've never pastored before.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know if it was scared. I was scared or if it was wisdom. But to make a long story shorter, we had an opportunity to go to Memphis. And there was a church that we loved, that we had been following for some years in Memphis. And they gave me an opportunity to come on staff as a pastor without being the lead guy, right? And to kind of practice being a pastor. And we jumped, 2 feet in. And that was kind of the beginning of me serving as a pastor. So we did that for 2 years, came back here, served at Pastor Larry's church for 1.5 years. And then we set out to plant identity. So I kind of believe, like, I look at it like I've been pastoring for 5, almost 6 years. It'll be 6 years in August. But I've officially been like the pastor of our own church only for like a couple years. So yeah, it's kind of like, it's not traditional because a lot of people get into pastoring, like they stay in the same church for a certain amount of time and then they just kind of work their way up. Or they go to Bible college, you know what I'm saying? Like they go to Bible college and then they do an internship and then they make their way to like a pastorate. For me, it was like, man, some very gracious men gave me an opportunity for no reason. And man, we just made the most out of those opportunities, man. And the more and more I did it, the more and more I was convinced, like, yo, like even today, like even this week, the conversation I had with you, the conversation I've had with other people in our church, like it's a lot, but every night I go to bed thinking, bro, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I have no doubt in my mind. Like Kimyata said to me the other day, she was like, when I think about what you do, it intimidates me. I would never want to do it. She was like, I would never want to. She was like, it blows my mind that you actually get excited about what you do. She was like, that's how I know it's from God, because like, it's a running thing. Like even my granddad said this, if there's anything else you can do in life, do it. But if you can't do anything else but this, then that's where you're supposed to be. So that's kind of how I got here, man.
Grandpa.
Shout out, hey man.
Oh yeah.
That's how I live my life.
HR Cogdell, man, 63 years.
Man,
That's my dog. That's my
fun fact. I don't know if you noticed this. Our podcast avatar picture in the first episode.
Yeah.
Do you know you were wearing a shirt about a pastor and I was wearing a hip hop shirt?
I don't think I realized that.
I saw it on like, bro.
Like, yeah.
It wasn't planned, but that was dope. The first episode,
I don't even know if we had the name for the podcast.
We did it on that podcast.
Okay, yeah.
I was wearing a J. Cole shirt. Oh, that's your pastor? I mean, granddad.
That's my granddad right there, man. Shout out to Reverend H.R. Cogdell. Yeah. Anyway, my bad.
No, you good. Yeah, I was wearing the J. Cole shirt, and you was wearing the, I forget. It says
Neighborhood Pastor.
That was, bro, and you could see it. That was not, I don't know, it was extremely dope, bro. Like, yeah.
I dig it, man. Yo, let me ask you some questions. We already 45 in. I think we should just take it an hour.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, look. What's the hardest part about, like, you've done this thing, you've been a secular rapper.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, right? Seriously.
And then you've been, you are a Christian rapper, but I even feel like there's been many iterations of your, Christian rap journey. Like, what's the hardest part about being a Christian rapper? What would you say has been the hardest part for you, at least?
I don't think I
You don't have one? Hey, man, that's dope.
Like,
oh yeah.
I honestly think, oh, never mind. Writing. When you're a secular rapper, you're free to say anything. Anything. And as long as it connects with people, you good.
Yeah.
If you are trying to be a skilled Christian rapper and do it with excellence, you can't say anything. Yeah. You have to have intent behind what you're saying. And it still has to be good music. Yeah. And again, if you're a good Christian rapper, you have to put the word in there. Yeah. You have to do all of these, but do it in a way that people, they can receive it, but they can still be like, yo, this is good music. I've been doing it for some time, so it's easier, but it's not an easy thing. It's like I said, doing secular rap, whatever I thought about, just wrote it down, just make it rhyme. It's not like that if you're trying to be a good, skilled Christian rapper. So yeah, writing. You
ever just wanted to cuss? You writing a Christian rap song, you just want to drop an F-bomb in there.
No.
It's like a trick question. But.
No. If you understand what your goal as a Christian is first before you even being a Christian rapper and understanding the audience that you're trying to reach. Yeah. As Paul said, everything is permissible, but not everything is. And I have my brain to scripture up and slaughter it.
I know, right?
Everything is permissible.
I'm not even gonna help you.
I'm gonna get it. In layman's term, everything is permissible, but not everything is like wise to do.
Yeah, it's not good for you.
So yeah, like for the ones that do that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say more power to you. That's y'all. Yeah. With the rap that I do and that I choose to do, It doesn't even come across because I don't curse in my regular life. So
I didn't know that.
I don't know if you're being funny or not.
No, I'm dead serious. I didn't know you didn't curse.
Yeah, I don't curse at all. So I can't say at all. I don't say the explicit words. Yeah. I'm not going to go deeper to that. So yeah, it's not like, because that's my natural train of thought. Writing is not wanting to curse is not a hard thing. But if you want to compare writing from a Christian rapper to a secular rapper, that's probably one of the hardest things. Okay. Yeah.
I dig it. What's a misconception about Christian rappers or just you as a Christian rapper?
That we're corny.
Okay. You don't think Christian rappers are corny?
Not now.
Okay.
There was definitely a period of it being extremely corny. Yeah. But I do want to shout out for the ones that made it through like early in the golden years of just rap. So the Gospel Gangsters, their first album was amazing. T-Bone he held it down. That man was a spitter. And I was listening to these people. I was listening to these people when I wasn't. I was like, of course, my dad has always been a Christian, so he was trying to find like good music.
I remember listening to Gospel Gangsters in like
Bro, that album was still hard.
It might have been like 98 or something like that.
That album's still hard to this day.
Yeah,
they were very skilled at what they do. So
I dig that.
Like sure. Very skilled. Like, but yeah, so it's like it being corny. I feel like now there's a great balance. There's still corniness, but that's not just a Christian hip hop. That's in rap. Period. It's corniness.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but I feel like there's more skill. I feel like the problem is we talked about this in many episodes. You saw my experience. I was focused on being a Christian first before I was a rapper. It's like now because Christian hip hop is a thing that you can make a career off of. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't focus. A lot of Christian rappers don't focus on serving and being a Christian first. It's just I can rap. I'm a Christian, so I'm just jumping to that. I think that could be dangerous. So yeah, but I think that's why you have a lot of good Christian rappers now because
I dig that. I mean, I feel that completely, man. I feel like we've talked enough about Christian rappers and the temptations and some of the ways they go.
I got a question for you.
All right.
You didn't talk about it. I thought you were going to talk about it. You said one of the reasons you started pastoring was because of you and Kenyatta. Do you want to talk about that?
About what? Just her and I getting married? And our relationship or what?
You remember you said you started preaching to Kenyatta.
Oh, yeah. See, I'll be forgetting about these conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why, one of the people who pushed me into preaching really heavily was my wife. And one instance that sticks out of me and my mom, we were in a church that we were serving for quite some time. And we felt like this church was not really preaching messages that were biblical. And at the time, like I was trying to build a habit of writing sermons regularly because I think I read somewhere like the rule of 10,000 hours. Like you need to put 10,000 hours in to find your voice, to know, blah, blah, blah. Don't wait until you get an opportunity to preach. Like go ahead and preach wherever you can. And one day, like out of our frustration about not getting fed at this particular church and her just kind of pushing me into what she felt like God was calling me to, a Sunday morning, she just didn't get dressed for church. And she was like, yo, we're not going. And I'm like upset, and she's like, nah, we could do church right here. Matter of fact, you preach. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I'm going to go get, she went and got dressed. She sat down on the couch. She gave me 5 minutes to prepare. And she was like, just preach something you already got here. And I had like a little notebook, something like this, just full of messages. And I sat right there and preached right there to her a message. I think it was like 2 Samuel 15 or something. I don't even remember what it was about. But and that kind of started me in this place where I really started looking at the fact that, I'm a preacher, in a sense. And we did that for more than 1 week. We did that a couple weeks, man. And so Kenyatta, shout out Kenyatta. She pushed me out of the nest a little bit.
What would you consider, what is one good thing about being a pastor, and what is one, I don't want to say a bad thing, but one thing you wish you could change, or a tough thing about being a pastor?
Yeah, I think one of the greatest parts I think they're one and the same, actually. One of the greatest parts of being a pastor is just like being a part of people's lives, like really being a part of people's lives, right? Like, so you get to meet their mom and their dad and their kids, and you get to hear about, you get to see people like getting engaged and getting married and like having children, and you get to see people get baptized, and you share those moments with them almost as if you're family, like you're a part of their family. And I think that's the tough part too. Like it's probably one of the toughest parts as well is you also cry with people, and you see people get hurt, and you see people make bad decisions, and you see like relationships change, and you see people walk away from the faith, and all of those things are extremely hard, but you don't get unity without proximity, right? Like I can't care for you deeply unless I'm also opening myself up to be hurt by you deeply, right? So the role of a pastor is, yo, I'm here to care for you. I'm here to shepherd you. I'm here to build you up. I'm here to lead, feed, protect. What is it? Lead, feed, care, protect, and shepherd, or something like that. So it's like one of the most beautiful things, but it's one of the toughest things too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think about like Robert. You remember Robert? Mm-hmm. Like, I remember God literally led him into our church. Like, he was at a coffee shop. He saw a random sign and he walked in just because of that sign. And he joined our church, like, based off of that. He was like, yo, that's a sign from God. Literally. He joined our church. And then a year later, like, we're sending him off. He's getting married. He's graduating. He's going off to live his life. Like, that's one of the most beautiful things that could ever happen. It's also one of the hardest things that could ever happen. So, and then, I mean, there's other tough things, but all of those things are, to me, momentary. Like, some of the things that deal with your closeness and relationship to people, those are things that last for a long time.
One last question.
Yeah.
What is or was your most embarrassing moment as a pastor?
As a pastor? Oh,
because I got one I want to share, but as a rapper.
I don't know what one of my most embarrassing moments was. Yeah, you go ahead and share. I'm gonna think of mine.
It's two, but it's the same situation. So,
right.
In my Christian rap days when I was with Crew, not Crew for Jesus, but Crew, we got invited to do a show out of town. Only people that could make the show was me, Charles, and Darius. I stayed with Troy and then Kair. Those were like, so it's like the chemistry was just easy. Cause like, as you said, you came to the house, we was always rapping, just down the third. Darius and Charles were my boys, but we just had that.
Yeah, it wasn't the same chemistry.
So, we did a song called Cradle to the Grave. On the original song, all I had was just a hook. But Darius and Charles had a verse, so I had to write a verse.
Right.
Rappers know, if you wrote a verse, do not perform that verse that night.
Yes.
I don't care if you wrote it that week. If it's not committed to memory, don't do it. This is my first time experiencing that. So my verse comes up. I get through the first 4 bars. I feel the bars slipping out my head. And I'm like, oh
man.
I'm like, no.
Did you hit him with the Diddy bop?
Oh, bro, it went bad. So after I did my 4 bars, it's like a bar of just nothing. I'm looking at Charles, and I'm trying to keep it going. I'm like, and Charles is looking at me, bro. And Charles can freestyle. Charles say,
he ain't even help you out.
And I'm like, all right. So Darius, now we 2 bars in, just instrumental. I look at Darius. Darius is over there just dancing, he not catching it. I'm like, oh, this is bad. Bro, so there's 12 bars of just instrumental until the hook.
They left you high and dry.
High and dry. We finished the set. Again, I'm very competitive. I was in fetal position, not watching. I know I hate when other rappers do this or artists do this, but I didn't watch the rest of the show. I was literally in the back in fetal position, mad, crying.
Cry, baby.
Oh, I cried. And then same instance in Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta. I said this in the prior podcast, following J. Cole, trying to chase my dream.
Yeah.
Open mic. I just wrote. I didn't learn my lesson. Just wrote and recorded a song the day before. I thought it was a hit. Let me perform this at this little, show.
Mm-hmm.
I get through the hook. First verse about to come up. I feel the lyrics leaving. The beat comes. I forget everything. So I freestyle for like 12 bars. I couldn't get through the rest, and I got off the stage.
Oh man,
so
that's terrible.
Forgetting your lyrics and I have a fear of falling on stage. I feel like every rapper or entertainer has to do it at least once. There's clips of Michael Jackson falling. There's clips of Beyonce falling.
Kelly Rowland rolled, or Michelle Williams rolled down the steps.
That was Beyonce in Orlando.
No, I'm talking about there's a clip of Michelle.
Oh, Michelle. I'm sorry. Michelle actually always fails. So yeah, everybody falls on stage. That's a fear of mine. I pray that it never happens, but it's a fear that I'm going to fall on stage, like really fall. So. All
right, I got 2 for you.
Okay.
I think I remember now. Both of them happened in Memphis, by the way. Memphis is a really hard place. I love Memphis, by the way. Shout out to 901. Love y'all. So when I was in Memphis, man, 2 ministries. I actually look at these as like my first 2 church plants. So one of them was a youth. It was like this youth after school program, and we went once a week, and it was something they did back in the day, but they wanted somebody to revive it. I was hungry, young, and new. So I was like, yo, I'll do it. Like, I'll take it on. I was basically like the chaplain of this youth program. So every week I would schedule out another guy who was on our staff to serve. But eventually it just came to be like me preaching every week. Well, I don't know if y'all know anything about Memphis, but like they have a joking culture. Like they rag on you hard. Like it don't matter who you are. Like Barack Obama and Jesus Christ could walk through the door at the same time, and they would both get lit up by jits in Memphis. Like that whole, remember everybody used to say, with your head, you know?
Yeah.
Bro, I got up there to preach one week, and they was, okay, I got up there, and I was like, all right, I got to go get a haircut before I go because they going to get on me if I don't. I go get a haircut. The dude in Memphis puts Beijing on my beard. So I go in here, I'm already subconscious. I walk in, I'm like, yo, what's up, y'all? You know, you try to be all cool when you were the kid. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Blah, blah, blah. Somebody like, yo, Beijing head, look at, I was like, oh, I just start catching all of these like, yo, everybody just joking. I'm like, all right, y'all, chill out. You know what I'm saying? It's about the word of God. I'm sitting here trying to preach. They going in. It's like, like they going in on your boy. Bro, I straight walked out of there and was like, man.
You walked out?
Bro, I finished, but I wanted to like do the Tupac middle finger, like, yo, forget y'all. I ain't never coming back to y'all stupid kids. You know? My kids probably heard that and they probably tripping. The second one also involves kids. So I got invited to preach at a chapel at this Christian school, and it was like pre-K all the way up to like 6th grade. So they were like, yo, you got 15 minutes, do blah, 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 this and that. Just make sure it's fun and energetic. And you see me preach, like I'm like this, right? So like I'm preaching this message and blah, blah, blah. And I can't remember what it's about, but I remember saying doo-doo in the message. And bro, all like from 2nd grade on down, kids are like, doo-doo. And I just remember looking at the principal and they look so upset, bro. Like,
man.
Like, you know, look, preachers, you don't say doo-doo in front of a whole bunch of kids, man. They gonna go crazy. Bro, I got through the message. It was a great message. And everybody tried their hardest to be like, yo, you did great. But deep down inside, I saw everybody's faces. They were like, yo, why did this guy say doo-doo? Like, the kids went crazy, bro. So I learned my lesson. Don't say doo-doo in front of a whole bunch of kids.
With that being said, I feel like this is going to be the catalyst for the episode we keep trying to avoid. Your words could be stumbling block.
Oh, right? Yeah. That's the next one.
And it could mess up the message. It could be the greatest message ever, but if you don't pick the right words,
yes, sir,
it could be a stumbling block. I think we need to end the podcast on that note. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know how long it was.
It was long. It was an hour and 3 minutes.
And I want you to put it out, bro. Don't edit
full
it.
Episode.
They need to get this. But thank y'all. If you got this far, thank you for enduring, listening to our story. Of course, it's like abbreviated versions of our story, but you got a little piece of us. So, my name is Ty Van. You can follow me on all social media. That's at I am Ty Van. You can follow the Hip Hop Collective that I'm a part of. That's at Crew for Jesus. I have a song out on all streaming platforms called I Apologize. Crew for Jesus, we have a song out called Ready.
Yes, sir.
That's on all streaming platforms. Watch the video on both on YouTube. You can follow.
Yeah, you can follow me at Byron L Cogdell on everything. But if you want to follow me, I would prefer for you to follow Identity Daytona on everything. That's the church plant that we get to serve. That's a church plant where I'm the pastor right now, and that Ty also serves at as well. And we're about to relaunch our church. So we want as much support as we can get specifically locally. So if you're listening to this, or you're watching this locally, check us out, man, because we are trying to do a new thing here in Daytona Beach. But even if you're not local, you can check us out at identitydaytona.org or on our social media. Hey, and we got an app. So you could download our app, listen to the podcast that we have there, listen to our sermons and all of that. And guess what? Me and Ty, we're launching a Bible study soon.
Yeah.
It's called Mid. So we're going to tell y'all more about that in the future. But if you're in the Daytona Beach area, check us out. We want to get you plugged in. God bless. I love you.
Before you go, YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yes, sir.
Again, if you listen to this podcast, we'll really appreciate it if you can go to the Apple Podcast, leave us a review, rate us. It helps people find us that don't know about us. If you really like us and you want to support, that helps a lot. That's it.
Doodoo.